morning. Steph Jenko, holistic nutrition coach, chatting with you Thursday mornings about all things nutrition, wellness, healthy habits, healthy mindset. Today we're really sinking into the healthy mindset element. I did a podcast episode this week, Be Well with Steph, the podcast, that was about, it was a guided meditation for morning times. And that's something a little bit different for me, for you, for this relationship here. So I'm very interested to see some of your feedback on that, some of your questions about meditation and about mindset. Cha-Cha's here with me this morning. Come on up. Good girl. Cha-Cha and I are here this morning to chat meditation and mindset with you, which is not always a comfortable or knowledgeable topic for a lot of people. It's still not something that is always second nature for me, or an area of expertise by any means. It's something I'm still learning and exploring. So I'm excited to learn and explore that a little bit more with you, because the exploration I have done thus far has been super powerful. So if you're here, say good morning. If you're watching in IGTV, you can say good morning and comment and engage with us later as if you were here live, and I'll always come back and chat with you in the comments section. Love that. See some friends this morning. Good morning, Colleen. Good morning, Jen. People jumping on here. I'm just pouring the coffee right now. I had a slowish start to the morning today. I don't know. How are you guys today? What's new? How are your mornings going? Did you listen to the podcast episode this week? Good morning. Did you get a chance to listen to it, or are you catching up? Have you listened to any other ones recently that jumped out or stuck out to you? Definitely want your feedback. You know, this is a new venture. I'm getting started, getting excited, and your feedback means a lot to me. That's how I know what's working, what you like, and what's helping you with your healthy habits and healthy lifestyle, because that's what I'm here for, right? I'm trying to make healthy habits and healthy lifestyle just feel a little bit simpler, a little bit more fun. Doesn't need to be complex to be effective, right? Because there are simple things that we can do every day that just make our lifestyle a little easier, just make us feel a little better, that increase our energy, that give us the stamina to go through our lives, right? Someone says a slow start when it's so chilly. Yeah, right? I know. Actually, it was lovely in my bed this morning. I had the windows cracked behind me in bed, so there was a cool breeze coming through, and I'm like cozy, and Cha-Cha's cozy on top of me, and I was like, I'm not interested in moving from this cozy spot. Thank you. Listened this week. Have been listening every week. Thank you. You're the best. Really. So if you've been listening regularly, definitely let me know. Kind of let me know where you are at and what you think and what stands out to you. I'm going to try to do something and hope that nothing disrupts. Give me 1 second. Okay, wait. Are you there? Did that work? Tell me if you can see me. Okay. So I started doing this, or decided to do this guided meditation for a few reasons. Let me share with you where this came from. The actual decision to do a guided meditation for this week's podcast episode was because I've been working with a group of musicians once a month. We've been doing Zooms, and they are wellness check-ins. So we meet, we kind of talk through how's everybody doing, what are the goals you're working on for this month, and how can our health and wellness habits help to support you getting toward those goals. So we've been doing this once-a-month check-in, and I think it's been really, really powerful in helping people to just see how simple little changes can help them align to the whatever goals or aspirations they have at that time. And we've been starting these sessions, morning mom, we've been starting these sessions with a little bit of guided meditation. Because especially when you're on Zoom or you're on a computer all the time, or you're distance from people, sometimes that extra step of centering yourself and getting your head in the right place to think about your wellness in general is really important. So we've been doing these guided meditations. People really like them, and I thought maybe that could help some of you guys out there too. Maybe that would be something that would speak to you. So that's why I decided to do a meditation. The disclaimer is that meditation is something I am actively working on in my life right now. It is not a strength for me. It is not something that I feel good or accomplished at. It's something I feel very good when I do, but it's hard for me to be still. Tell me if that is the same for you. Are you good at being still, or is that something that you find challenging? Cha-Cha's apparently very good at being still. She's like a little stone statue here. But I find it really difficult to quiet myself when there's a lot going on in the world around us, when there are a lot of kind of to-do lists, there are a lot of thoughts running through your head. It can be hard to feel like you can be still. Yeah, I think I probably get that from my mom. She says she is not good at sitting still at all. I'm not good at sitting still either. And sitting still and clearing my mind is very challenging. So by no means am I saying that you should just put on a meditation, do it, you'll feel great, move on. I understand that that might not be the case. I love to practice yoga. I love to practice really active forms of yoga. Every yoga class, whether it has been restorative or active or power or whatever kind of class you've taken, it will end with laying quietly on your mat, right? That's your final resting pose, because that helps give your body time to come back to its natural state and to kind of process all the energy that you've put through it. I hate that part. I am so bad. I get to the end, the first few yoga classes I took, I was like, well, I can never come back now because I can't lay still here. At the end, it was very, very challenging. It gets a little bit easier as you go. It gets easier as you practice. That's why we call it a yoga practice. A meditation practice. Meditation is not something that you like do a few times and you're like, yeah, I've mastered it. Now I'm done. I can do meditation. It's an ongoing practice. But this new health and wellness coach certification that I'm working on, I just finished reading a chapter about your mind-body connection. And even more than ever, I was like, okay, this is perfect timing. More than ever, do I believe in how your brain has the ability to rewire the way that your body functions and performs. Not only just the way that you think, but literally the way that your physiology works. So I had asked some questions on slides. I had asked some questions yesterday about people's thoughts about meditation, and here are some of the results. So it seems like about 2/3 of the people who responded said that they have tried or do try meditation, which surprised me. That was more people than I thought, which is really awesome. So that about 2/3 of people said that at least sometimes they give it a try. And most of the people who said that they don't said they'd be interested in trying. So this is something I think that people are seeing some value in, seeing continued value in continuing to try this. Some people say that they do it at the same time as a yoga practice. So it might be that someone practices, has a yoga flow that they go through in the morning or evening routinely. That's a few minutes long, that a couple minutes of quiet meditation can be tacked onto. So that's where our habit stacking comes in, finding something that you already do. I have been working on it as part of my morning routine. Again, that's why morning meditation came at you guys this week. Been working on it as part of my morning routine, where there's always a few minutes where I'm waiting for the coffee. There's always a few minutes where like the water's boiling and the grounds are there and I'm just kind of like in limbo. And usually I might, Cha-Cha said, Grandma says good morning. Grandma says good morning. There are a couple minutes where I might be in limbo waiting for the coffee, and I might put dishes away or get some odds and ends to food together for the day or something. I'm trying to take that time to sit back down for 5 minutes and get my headspace right, because then I go into my active journaling and my active goal setting and then the actions for the day. So I'm just trying to take a few minutes. Oh, thank you. She's adorable, loving this topic. Thank you. This is Cha-Cha. If you haven't met, she's a doll. So just taking those quiet moments to center myself. There are lots of different kinds of meditation, and I want to share that in 1 second. But first, I want to say happy birthday to my dad, because I've been waiting for him to jump on here this morning. He is always on coffee chats in the morning, I think because my mom texts him at work and says, Steph's going live. And he stops what he's doing and watches the coffee chat. So good morning, Dad. happy birthday from Cha-Cha and me and all of these lovely people watching. Everybody throw some hearts or give my dad a shout out here. Happy birthday. Woohoo! Can't wait to celebrate. We're talking about meditation. I don't know if this is going to be your favorite coffee chat topic, but you can let us know what you think if you listened to the podcast this week and if you ever practice meditation, Dad. So the kind of meditation that I shared with you was a combination of some things. First of all, it was a guided meditation when someone walks you through the process of getting in touch. And meditation, a lot of times people think has to do with like clearing your mind. Oh, God, she's falling. Okay. Meditation, people often think has to do with emptying or clearing your mind. That's not really the case. It's more about being focused in on the present moment. So it's impossible to clear your mind, right? If I say think of nothing, you think of everything. If I say don't think of a purple elephant, you all imagined a purple elephant, right? So we can't say think of nothing. Instead, we have to put our focused intention on something. And in doing that, we reduce the clutter. So no, Dad, we're not talking, well, we're going to talk a little bit about coffee. If you hang on here, I will share some coffee things with you. But first, we're talking about meditation. So guided meditation gives you something to listen to. And it can be a great way to start a meditation practice if it is new to you, because you have something to follow, right? You have kind of like a template. So that's why I shared it with you. I actually typed out the whole meditation. If it's something that you would like to look at and kind of see the elements of, if it's something that maybe you wanted to read with your family or your kids, you could go to bewellwithsteph.com/guided meditation. And you can find it there as well as the episode again to download. So bewellwithsteph.com/guided meditation. When this goes to IGTV, I'll put it in the caption for you. But the meditation that I offered you also included a few other elements. It included some mindful breathing. Breathing's a really important aspect to meditation. Not necessarily controlled breathing, but awareness of breathing. We're breathing all day long, but we don't always stop to pay attention to it. We don't always stop to pay attention to the way that it moves our body, the way that it gives us energy, the way that it fills us up and empties us out. And so coming to your breath can be a really great way to just start to put your focus and your intention back in the present moment by always coming back to your breath. It offers you a body scan. So the meditation goes from the crown of your head, releasing tension all through your face, your arms, your body, your legs, letting go of the stress or tension that you might be holding, and then offering some guided thoughts about refilling that up with energy. It also offers a variety of mantras. A mantra is just a phrase that could be repeated over and over again. And this is where I asked a question on slides yesterday, and a lot of people are believing this. This is where the idea of the fact that your thoughts can help to rewire your physiology, or that your thoughts can help to change your behavior, is the idea that we are saying something over and over again as if it is fact. So the mantras offered in the meditation are things like, I am alive, I am worthy, I am capable, I am strong. And whether or not you wake up in the morning believing that you feel capable and strong doesn't matter. The action of telling yourself that statement over and over again starts to change your thought patterns and then starts to change the way that your body performs. There's a lot of science behind this. I can throw that in the comments too if you are interested in looking at any of the research behind this mind-body connection. So powerful. And the idea, I think, is really empowering too. This idea that we're not kind of like at the mercy of what's going on around us, that we have the ability to change our thought patterns and therefore have the ability to change our physiological patterns. I think that's really empowering. I like the idea that that's something that we have a little bit of control over. So there are so many kinds of meditation, and it's not one size fits all. There might be kinds of quiet time that you respond to better than others. So I'm going to continue to share some of these things, just like I continue to share about journaling. I shared a post about a journaling, kind of like a journaling prompt or inspiration for you yesterday, because I think sometimes people say like, oh, I've tried journaling, I don't like it, I'm not going to do it. or I've tried meditation, it's not for me, I'm not going to do it. And that's, the idea that that would be only one kind of journaling or one kind of meditation. And there are so many different ways to do it, right? It's like saying, I don't like vegetables. Well, every single vegetable is not the same, right? There might be some you like more than others, some you don't like and you're not going to touch, some you could fall in love with, but there has to be a lot of trial and error there, right? It's the idea. So some comments coming in. Let me grab these. That says, meditation is so good for new moms, I find, especially during those first few months. Yeah, you see people going through, people who are going through transitions of any kind who could really rely on focusing on the present moment, because sometimes when we are in a period of transition, the things around us start to feel out of control, a little shaky or unstable, and being able to return to our center, return to our breath, return to what we can control, return to our own patterns of thought and how those can support us can be so, so powerful. So while meditation, yes, is wonderful as a daily practice, the idea that it would be good for people who are in new transitions is spot on. The idea that this gives us a little sense of hope, right? Meditation, sometimes people also associate with particular religions or particular cultures, and there are practices of meditation in every religion. In every culture has some sort or form of meditation, whether it looks like breathing and mindfulness, whether it looks like a spiritual connection to the earth and grounding, whether it looks like prayer or repetitive prayer. Some religions, I'm Catholic, right? And in the Catholic faith, there are prayers that are repeated over and over again. That's a mantra, right? A phrase that we repeat over and over again because it starts to change our patterns of thought and change the energy around us. Like, isn't that what prayer is? So I think that there's an access point for a lot of people, no matter where you're starting from, to find the benefits of this. For sure. And there's science backing the way that we slow down our breath patterns and the way that changes your heart rate and changes the stress response in your body, right? Like, there's so many things, the way that we change our kind of like the patterns in our head and in our mindset and how those affect our gut health and our digestive patterns. Like, it's all out there, guys. It's all there. And I do think that gives us hope. Let me see if there were any other questions. If you have any other questions or comments about meditation, mindfulness, mornings, mindset in general, please put them in the comments box or in the question box. Any thoughts that you're thinking about? I think there were a couple in here from yesterday. There was a comment that came in yesterday from my friend Danny, who leads a healing meditation group on Wednesday nights at 7, and it alternates between in Alden, New York and in East Aurora, New York, but she leads a guided healing meditation group and 7 p.m. So I can tag her in the caption. There's a lot of things. If I say I'm going to tag something and then you're like, there's no tag for that, just send me a message, because I think I've made a lot of promises so far. But I'm going to tag Danny in that too, at Selenite and Sage. If anyone would like to ever give a group guided practice a try and you're local to Western New York, she'd be a lovely resource for you. I think there were more, and now I can't find them necessarily. So if any more come in about that, let me know. I'm going to pause and talk about coffee for a second for Dad, because it's his birthday and he said, isn't this about coffee? So you're going to get a coffee conversation. I'm drinking coffee from New Day Coffee Roasters in Wheatfield, New York. It is Costa Rican fair trade organic coffee. Good morning, Lindsay. Costa Rican fair trade organic. It's so good. It's so good. So when beans are labeled like that, that means they come from, we'd say, a single source origin. They all come from the same spot, from the same farm. Beans that you get in a blend, like a morning blend or morning roast or coffee shop blend or a flavored roast, are usually a collection of beans from a variety of sources. Nothing wrong with that, except that it changes the flavor profile, right? So all of the beans that come from one area can have a really distinctive flavor. I like to use a French press. I think that brings out the flavors really, really nicely. And plus it, I don't know, mostly it's flavor. Part of it's probably just a little like pretentiousness. I don't know. I think that it's good. I think that it's better. It's also just me. And if I make a whole pot of coffee, I'm gonna drink the whole pot of coffee. So French press seems perfect. I do have discount off French press. If anybody has never tried French press coffee, I really truthfully believe I just coarse ground the beans, put them in, pour the boiling water over the top. It steeps kind of like tea. You press down the top of the French press and that's it. It's done. You pour it out. So it's quick in the morning. I do have 15 or 20% off of French press that I love, and also a cold brew coffee maker that I love. You can, for that one, go to BeWellWithStuff.com/favorite things. That's easy enough. Go to BeWellWithStuff.com/favorite things, and the links to the French press and cold brew maker are on there. And the discount codes are like already activated. So you can just click the link and look at what they are. If you're interested in French press, what is your favorite kind of flavored coffee? If you are a coffee drinker, put it in the comments. What's your favorite kind of coffee or coffee roast? Dad, does that answer your questions? If you've just joined recently, today's my dad's birthday. So I took a little detour from talking about meditation and mindfulness to talking about coffee for Dad. So that's why we're doing that. Cold brew is super fun. It's super nice this time of year. Cold brew coffee is, I'm just going to throw all the coffee facts that I have at you right now. Cold brew coffee is actually less acidic than hot brewed coffee because I guess, I actually don't know the fact of this, but we could assume that the heat brings out the acid, like as opposed to the cold brew. So when you make cold brew coffee, you are putting, okay, what exactly is cold brew coffee? I thought it was just iced coffee. Right, I thought that for a long time too. It's not. So iced coffee is made hot and then cooled. Cold brew coffee never gets hot. So it's kind of like, it takes much longer to make. It looks like a French press. Actually, it's right here on my, don't move. It's right here. I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, this is the cold brew maker. So cold brew coffee maker looks like the French press. What you do is you take out this insert here, and this is where the grounds go. So you can use pre-ground coffee, which is nice because these are really tiny holes. When you do the French press, you have to grind it because it needs a coarser ground. Otherwise you end up with like silt in your coffee. So this is, you're cracking me up. Dad says, coffee is our friend. It helps me meditate faster. I think I might need that on a like a sweatshirt or something. Never has a more accurate statement about my life been made. So I saw this meme that was like, so today I listened to a podcast about mindfulness on 2x speed, and I feel like that sums up my life. And so anyway, you can put the coffee grounds in here. You fill it up with grounds. You put it right inside the tank like this, and then you slowly pour cold water. I do it right from the water filter tap on my sink, so it just trickles in. So then you just pour cold water in here until it fills up. It'll keep filling and settling, and you'll see the coffee rise up until it's full. And once it's full of coffee, full of water with the grounds in the middle, you put the top on, you put it in the refrigerator, and I usually let it sit for like at least 12 hours because remember, the heat is what makes it brew quickly. The cold is, it takes longer to extract all of the flavor. So cold brew coffee is also then more caffeinated because the beans have sat in the water longer. So you have a higher caffeine content, lower acidity. Also lower acidity because you can drink less of it then for the caffeine, right? So I usually, whereas like my French press is this size and I drink the whole French press in the morning, when I drink cold brew, I really only drink like 8 or 12 ounces and I get the same amount of caffeine. And that's so nice in the summertime because you can pull it out and you've got a pitcher of rich, cold, delicious coffee. So I'm obsessed with this, and it's not expensive, guys. It's like, anyone could jump on right now and go to BeWellWithStuff.com/favorite things. but I want to say that's like $25 and I have a 20% off for you. So it ends up coming to you for $20 and it's been a tremendous value. So I say tremendous value. I'm talking about cold brew coffee. Like, it does not get more first world privilege than that, but it's a tremendous value, guys. My $20 cold brew coffee maker, and I love it. It has changed it for summertime too. You know, like when you wake up, if you're like hot in the morning and you wake up, or I like it if I'm going to work out, because then I can have, again, a small amount of low acid, high caffeine coffee. I wake up, drink that, workout instead of like a pre-workout. So love that. Back in the comments here, Jen says, currently drinking blueberry cinnamon crumble. Girl, that might be my all-time favorite coffee now. Blueberry cinnamon crumble also comes from New Day Coffee Roasters. If you're local, that's what we carry at Wellness in the Village, which is my place downstairs from here. And we've tried so many flavors, like so many flavors over the last year. That blueberry cinnamon crumble literally makes me feel like I'm eating a blueberry coffee cake or a blueberry muffin while I'm drinking my coffee. It is amazing. So if you have like a sweet tooth, or if you love pastries and you're trying to eat fewer of them at this time or something like that, also a really cool option. Or if you just love blueberry things, I love blueberry things. So we definitely got sidetracked. We are no longer talking about mindfulness and meditation right now, but I feel like we went to a good place, you guys. So if there are any other questions about coffee or about meditation or mindfulness or anything like that, please, oh please drop them in the comments, or if you think of them later, add them into IGTV. I'm hopeful that what this is going to do is just continue to give you tools. That's what I'm trying to do here. I know that every tool doesn't work for every person, or I think that coffee chatting is relaxing too. I'm with you. I feel good about this today. Every tool is not necessarily for every person, or every version of every tool is not for every job, right? But it's nice to continue building your toolkit. So even right now, if you're thinking, I have a morning routine and I like it, I'm not really adding meditation to that right now, that's fine. It's always worth kind of learning about or exploring new tools, because you never know when you're going to hit a job that needs that tool, right? Here, we'll bring Dad back into this, right? So my dad has every tool ever known to man. So when I need something, he says, yeah, here's the tool for that job, right? It's not like, he didn't go through his life saying, well, I never need to buy any tools. Like, I don't need that because I don't have that job, or I don't need that because I don't need that job, or whatever. Over the years, we've gathered a collection of appropriate tools, or a collection of tools in general, so that when a job or a challenge comes up, there's a tool that's appropriate for handling that job, right? That's how I want you to look at things like journaling, different kinds of journaling, different kinds of meditation. The things like we did the habits challenge. A lot of you did the healthy habits challenge with Becky and me last week. And things like adding in water, adding in more daily movement, positive reading, those sorts of things. They're just tools. They're just tools for your wellness toolkit. They're tools for your wellness journey. And the more tools we kind of can gather up and learn how to use and keep in our toolkit, the more prepared we might be for when different challenges arise that need a different tool or a different skill set. Hope that analogy makes sense. Comment, I'm seeing in hospitals as an NP that the connection between mind, body, and spirit is getting more and more momentum. I'm glad that you see that. We see that on the holistic end of things. Well, I don't think there ever was a lack of momentum there, but we see the value in it, and it is so, again, that hope. There's a sense of hope that is being seen in the hospitals as well. Phrases that in the medical field have been around for a while, like they might talk about being able to thrive or a failure to thrive. We talk about someone's will to live or heal, right? And the power that a patient can have when they want to get better, or when they believe that they can get better. The results that has in their healing process is tremendous. And some of it, to get technical for a second, some of it does have to do with the fact that we heal better when our body is not in a stress response or in a state of inflammation. So when we are stressed, worried, tense, when we have negative feelings or negative thought patterns, that can all lead to a bigger stress response, which is an inflammation response in the body. And our body doesn't heal as well when it's in a stressed state. So even an example, like a super simple example, like if you cut your finger, you're cooking in the kitchen and you cut your hand or your finger, and your reaction is to gasp or to yell or get frustrated or to shake it, or to, your mind goes into negative places. You get mad at yourself, you're grumbling, nobody talked to me, right? We all get stressed and we're huffing and puffing. That kind of agitated stress response actually inhibits the healing of that injury. It's truthfully, you see faster healing of the injury site when the immediate response is to breathe, is to maintain positive, is to put your energy, it sounds so like foo-foo, I know, but like to put your energy on that spot that needs healing. And you're basically telling your brain to go to that site and help it. And your brain is so powerful, right? Your brain tells you to do all sorts of things all day long, things that you can't control, like breathing and pumping your blood and your digestive process, right? Your brain does that stuff on its own, but you can also tell it. I told it to make coffee this morning, right? I told it how to perform in different parts of my body to accomplish a task. There is power behind the idea that I can tell my brain to start working on an area of injury or an area of need. And I'm not making this up. I've been studying it this week, you guys. I told you it was good timing. So look into this stuff. If you are interested, if this is sparking something for you, some curiosity, run with it. Because there is I'm not an expert in this, I'm just an enthusiast, but there is power here. And I think that you're right in pointing out that we're seeing this gain momentum in hospitals and in the medical health field. And we can only get stronger from it. Only get stronger for it. So thank you for hanging out with me. If you have not had a chance to, I'm going to give you the information, the rundown again here real quick. If you haven't had a chance to listen to the podcast, I would love for you to, whether you want to dive in with this meditation episode or you want to kind of go back to the beginning and see some more technical stuff. Next week, like on Monday, a new episode comes out every Monday. And this week it's going to be about grocery shopping. So we'll go back to some more technical and foodie things if that's why you're hanging around here. So it'll be grocery shopping, and I have some other things coming up about summertime and recipes and stuff like that in the next few weeks. It's Be Well with Steph, the podcast, everywhere that you like to stream. Sometimes on Spotify, like people can't search for it still, it's just because it's newer. But if you also look up Steph Genco, it will show up that way. But you can also always go to bewellwithsteph.com/podcast and find everything there. If you're interested in getting the hard copy, like the typed version of the guided meditation from this week's episode, you can go to bewellwithsteph.com/guided meditation. And you can grab the PDF for it there. I know a lot of people who follow me on here are other health and wellness practitioners. You are welcome to take that copy and read it with clients or groups. If you are a parent and you think that your kids could benefit or it's something you could do as a family, you're welcome to take the PDF and use it. I just ask that people don't share the PDF without my consent, but you certainly go ahead and use that in your own life or in your own practice, for sure. One more, if you go to bewellwithsteph.com/favorite things, you will find my cold brew maker and my French press with 20% off discounts. Makes them wildly affordable, and you too can wake up to a cup of coffee that you adore. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for taking the time to be here. Thank you for all of your support with the podcast. It means so much to me. If you found this episode fun, inspiring, informational, if it spoke to you in any way, you know it is so helpful to me if you're able to, when I share it to IGTV, if you're able to, again, share to your story, tag a friend who might benefit too, means so much to those of us who are just out here creating stuff for the internet and hoping that it sticks. So appreciate that. Happy birthday, Dad. Last shout out. Throw all the hearts so that we wish Dad a happy birthday. Can't wait to celebrate with you later. And I hope that everybody has a peaceful, joyful, productive, inspired, healthy day. Be well, you guys. I'll talk to you soon.